What if your home could help pay for itself? As a single parent, making ends meet can be tough, but there's a creative strategy that can transform your biggest expense, your mortgage, into an income stream. It's called house hacking, and in this video, I'll show you how to make it work for you. Hey guys, I'm Brandy Lydon, host and founder of Mom You're Not Alone. I'm also a local realtor and investor here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So what is house hacking? Let's start with the basics. House hacking is when you buy a property, live in part of it, and rent out the rest. For example, you might live in one unit of a duplex while renting out the other. Or if you have a single family home, you could rent out a basement suite, a garage apartment, or even a spare bedroom. So why does this work so well? Because the rental income helps cover your mortgage, and sometimes it can even provide extra cash flow. For example, let's take a scenario: you buy a duplex for $300,000, your mortgage is $2,000 a month. You rent out the second unit for $1,200 a month. You're slashing your housing costs by 60%. Another scenario: you have a 3-bedroom home and rent out one room for $800 a month. That's $9,600 a year in extra income. Okay, and here's a pro tip. So be clear about your goals when choosing the property. Do you want to completely cover your mortgage, or are you looking just for some extra cash flow to reduce your financial stress? So this is going to be really important when you go to purchase your first home, or purchase, maybe this is a second home for you or something like that. Or, this could be for somebody going through a divorce or losing a spouse, or whatever scenario you are. I mean, we're talking about single parents here, but this could be for plenty of people that are in the scenario of, hey, I need to, my mortgage is going to be this much a month. I need to help cover my cost. And so this is house hacking is just a really smart way to do this. All right, so number 2, your common concerns of house hacking. So, I don't want to share my space is a valid concern, right? So privacy is definitely valid, but you can house hack without giving up your personal space. So you want to look for properties like with a separate entrance to the downstairs, or a separate entrance where they can come in off of a deck and into their part of the house. Detached units like a carriage house. So for example, I have a friend that does this. They actually Airbnb it, but they have their main house and they have a carriage house, and they Airbnb this room, this suite per se. So property zoned for multifamily use. This is another way you can do this. For single family homes, renting to a trusted friend or family member can make sharing your space feel more comfortable. Another common concern is, I don't have money for a down payment. So single parents often qualify for programs that make home ownership affordable. So you want to look into FHA loans. They require as little as 3.5% down. There are down payment assistance programs. Many states offer grants or low interest loans for first-time buyers or single parents. And another pro tip, so build a budget that includes not just the down payment, but closing costs, potential repairs, and initial furnishings for the rental spaces. So, and another concern we hear a lot is, what if I don't know how to manage tenants? So managing tenants is easier than it seems with a few tools and practices. So use tenant screening services like Zillow, or Rent Spree, or vet applicants for credit scores, rental history, and employment verification. Create a written lease agreement that sets clear expectations. There's tons of free templates online for this. You can use apps like Cozy or Rent Tech Direct to handle rent collection and maintenance requests. Those are ways that you can avoid, having to manage all of this manually yourself. Okay, so the third thing we're going to talk about is how to start house hacking. So step 1, you want to choose the right property like we were talking about before. You want to look for properties that balance affordability with rental potential. You want to consider proximity to schools, transportation, and amenities, so things that are going to appeal to tenants. And properties with existing rental units or easy conversion potential. Local zoning regulations, some areas limit how you can rent out your space. Step number 2 is going to be to run the numbers. So here's a simple formula. Estimate your mortgage payment, So principal plus interest plus taxes and insurance. Compare it to the market rent in your area for similar spaces. And another pro tip, you can use rental platforms like Zillow, Craigslist, Facebook, Marketplace to research local rent rates. And then step 3 is going to be to set your rental price. So the ideal rent strikes a balance, competitive enough to attract tenants, but high enough to make a dent in your mortgage. So you want to research similar rentals in your area to set that baseline. And factor in utilities. So decide if you're going to charge a flat fee or split them with the tenant. And then step 4 is going to be market your space. So the best platforms to find tenants are Zillow Rental Manager, Facebook Marketplace, local community boards. There's lots of different things. You've got apartments.com. You've got plenty of options to be able to find your tenants here. So taking professional photos of your rental space is going to be huge. You want to highlight key features. So if you have a private entrance, if you have included utilities or parking. So just really be clear about your rules as well. So if you have like a no smoking rule, maybe no pets, be very clear about these rules. All right, step 5, understand regulations. You definitely want to check your local laws and HOA rules. Some areas require landlord licenses, inspections for rental units, compliance with short-term rental rules, if using platforms like Airbnb, VRBO, things like that. So I'll give an example for our specific area. So we're here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and if you live in the town of Farragut, it is absolutely a no-go for short-term rentals. So no Airbnb, no VRBO, stuff like that in that specific town. So prior to purchasing the property, you definitely want to make sure that you are abiding by those HOA rules or your town regulations. So a couple bonus tips for smooth house hacking. You want to leverage your tax benefits. All right, so as a landlord, you can deduct expenses like mortgage interest, repairs, maintenance, depreciation on your rental unit. You definitely want to consult a tax professional to ensure your maximum deductions are being used. And then be prepared for vacancies. So plan for 1 to 2 months of vacancy per year. Keep an emergency fund to cover mortgage payments during these gaps. So you want to start small. If you're nervous, begin with something really simple like renting out a room. You can scale up to, doing a duplex or a multifamily property later. All right, guys, if this video gave you some value, don't forget to like and subscribe today and share it with anyone who might benefit. Thanks for watching.